Hey there, fancy seeing you here. I quit my job. So grab a cup of coffee, grab your crafting project, grab a blankie if you want to. That's what I got right here. And yeah, I'll see you in the video. Well, hello there, my friends. So, y'all ready for a story? All right, let me grab some paper over here real quick. Sorry, I guess I could have done this before I hit record, but you know, that's life with me. That's just kind of how it goes. So, I'm breaking out my craft stuff. I'm doing some crafting today. So, since my last video, and what we're doing right here is I'm repairing, you can't really see it, but there's some gashes here. Some gashes. Okay. This is going to be a chill type of enjoyable video. Once I get done ripping tape and that really loud craft paper. I'm gonna start out this video with if the people I used to work with see this video and anyone's offended for me telling my story, stuff like that, I don't care. Now keep in mind, you know, those of you that have watched me for quite a while, you guys that have stuck with me through promising videos, you know, promising, you know, stuff like that, you'll really start to understand what I'm talking about here very shortly. And you guys also that have been with me for a long time will know that my intent is never malicious. So I just want to throw that out there, kind of for myself, kind of for you guys that may not know exactly like what I'm talking about. But mostly for myself, because I don't want to say things just because I don't know how they're going to be taken. You know what I mean? Or how I will be seen by people I used to work with. So, again, what I'm doing with this is just repairing the like drop paper on top of this, because I was doing a lot of leather working and I cut into the paper and tore stuff, and I had to go, and I don't even know why I folded this because it's not tearing along the fold. So let's see here. Make these kind of manageable sizes. Anyway, I had to redo our basement too, and some of the tools and stuff that had to sit here and everything, they were just, it was a mess. So, okay. So let's wait on this because I want to get some crafting done while I'm discussing things. So let's work on a book, shall we? Okay, so You know, I don't really care how this is seen or how this is viewed by those that I used to work with. I love each and every person I used to work with. Wish you all the best. Still, you know, keep in touch if you want to, but I get it. So, one of the things, even considering like my last video, when we were talking about, or I was talking about, my dad dying, right? And all the things that have kind of came with that, and my wife and I, you know, and when my cousin died, my wife and I talking about how the whole deal about life, right, is not so much just, you know, make money and join into the rat race of, you know, whatever, of the, join into the rat race of life and, you know, going from this place to that place and never having, you know, enough. You always need to build up and you always have to this, that, and the other. You know, wealth, you know, a lot of people, all I need is wealth. And then they get it and they're not happy, you know. I get it. You know, I still have to remind myself that, like, that's not the goal, right? So, those of you that might be new, first of all, I really do enjoy my videos to be calm and chill, and let's chat while I craft, you know. Sometimes I'll do some that don't have the chatting and they're sped up and stuff like that. So I've kind of got something for everyone. And a lot of people, when I used to post more consistently, really enjoyed seeing the perspective from a guy on crafting, journal making, card making, you know, stuff like that. And so to avoid any confusion, I'm sure you've all picked up on it, but I have quit my job. It's fine. You know what, I'm just gonna cut this spine off. I'm fine, family's fine, everything's good. My wife's noticed that I have never been happier. You know, we were at peace with this decision, and we're still at peace because we can find ways to make money. So we're not going to starve, you know, whatever. Like if that means getting, you know, part-time jobs, which I'm already working with an estate sale company and well, 2 estate sale companies, and my eBay's up and going still and everything. So we're still doing all that fun stuff, right? So, and I'm not going to say the name of the organization I worked for. You know, during COVID, I lost a lot of time. I was working for a government agency, and I lost a lot of time because during COVID, we were essential. And while it was good because I didn't get laid off, like I had a job, steady income, stuff like that, I lost a lot of time because a lot of people were indoors watching YouTube, stuff like that, you know. Well, guess who didn't have time to make videos, or who didn't have time to do any of the things that other people were doing? right? And again, it's not so much the thing about making money. I mean, everyone needs money, right? But like, this video isn't like even really about that. I don't want it to be about that, you know. Previously, I had made videos and wanted to make money from them, you know. Hey, buy my stuff. Hey, hey, whatever. But I found out the way that, you know, people who have success doing this are like, nah, it's just consistent and didn't go about it with the wrong intentions. I'm like, well, you know, how is it a wrong intention if you're like, well, I need to make money? Because even though money doesn't buy you happiness, even though, you know, there's more to life. Of course, my wife and I are religious, so like, you know, we definitely believe there's far more out there than money. It's still essential in the world that we live in, right? Especially with 6 kids that we have. It's very much essential. Well, so I quit my job. My last day's coming up. Took my vacation, part of my vacation until that time, because when I told my boss that I was quitting, it was not received well. That comes after a lot of time of doing a lot of really good work, and this individual knew that it's a thing with me. I don't know if it's girls back in middle school and high school that would reject me or what, but I honestly, and this is just me being vulnerable, I have a fear of rejection. So if I'm not like appreciated, right? I don't even ask for a lot, but if I'm not appreciated in the work I do when I try to innovate and I try to make things better, kind of like in my previous position when I worked for that government agency during COVID, if I am not appreciated, then I do not take very kindly to that, right? So, the last conversation I had with my supervisor about me quitting when I finally made that decision, even though I'd been going through some mental health stuff, and this manager knew that, it was not received well. And everything for the end of the fiscal year was put onto me. Whether that's accurate or that's just how I felt, right? We have a saying in emergency management that perception is reality. So there's that. I like how I just repaired this and then I used a knife on it because I wasn't paying attention. And now I need another. I need what's it called? Like a mat. That's what I need, a cutting mat right there. But I think that is upstairs, so I guess we're not getting that today. So this manager knew that, and again, perception is reality. I felt that I was no longer appreciated. I was just being used as a machine to get certain quotas met, things done. And honestly, I felt like I can do this disaster relief and stuff like that better on my own terms, because honestly, different on my own terms, okay? So here's a plug. It's going to be the first thing in the description down below is my link tree to my new company, Disaster Dynamics Media, which also caused an issue. It shouldn't have, but whatever, because people thought that it was a conflict of interest for me to work for this organization and start my own company for preparedness and stuff, even though I'm coming up with my own stuff. There's no conflict of interest. But again, sometimes you can't convince people of that, and so they got the Office of General Counsel involved and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'll just see myself out. So that's weird. Okay, so that's kind of how that happened, right? So you're probably going, okay, well that's great, Austin. Why have we spent like 15 minutes talking about this while you're cutting a book apart? Well, my wife and I, we've ran our antique and vintage and pallet sales business, Aged and Eclectic, for a while, and we figured, you know what, if any time is a time to make this full-time, it's right now. So that's what we're doing. I'm doing commission stuff for estate sale companies. I'm helping out with estate sale companies, and it's funny, we're actually downsizing too. So garage sales also help make money because we are also downsizing our stuff because we got so much stuff. The kids are growing up, like they don't need little baby onesies that from newborn to 6 months or whatever, like they don't need that anymore. So we're getting rid of that stuff. So stuff like that, it's all kind of coming at the right time. We've been praying about if this is the right decision to make this type of a life change. By the way, I've got a big, massive cup of coffee. You can't really tell. It's my second massive cup of coffee. Hang on just a second. Sorry, had to take a drink. So, we were wondering, like, man, is this the right time? Do I need to wait until I get another job to quit? Like, what's the deal? Obviously, that's what you should do. Being a responsible adult, especially a responsible adult with a million kids. But we were at peace with it, and things were lining up, and while I didn't have anything for sure yet, we're like, you know what, I've got some vacation, they're going to pay out some vacation time, whatever, like, I'm going to spend this time putting this time into our business. So that's what we're doing now. That's what I'm doing. That's why we have this video, quite honestly. This video was going to happen a couple days ago, but I had other stuff I had to do because, man, for those of you that have started your own business, good grief, it is time-consuming, let me tell you. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'm doing my own thing in the disaster response and disaster preparedness industry. I've got a lot planned. I can only do so much, though, currently, I have a ton of stuff planned. I actually bought stuff yesterday for a giveaway I'm going to do to try and gain more followers on Facebook and on YouTube and stuff. And I think that a lot of you will really like what I'm doing over there. So again, Linktree, which is just basically a bunch of links that you can click on down below. And then I'll also separate things, keeping in mind that some of the proceeds go to helping those affected by disasters. I'm going to have to tear this down a little bit, I feel like. So yeah, some of our proceeds, quite a bit of them, honestly, because, you know, we live in Missouri. We don't need $1 billion to live here. So anything over that we get over what we need to survive, basically, is going to be put back into the community to help disaster relief. You know, some of it I'm going to buy some of it I'm going to use to buy equipment to travel to help people with disasters and tell the story of people affected by disasters, because that's something that I noticed was kind of missing, you know. And that's nothing against public information officers or anything like that. You know, they do a phenomenal job. But there's just so much red tape, right? You can help this. You can't help this. You know, you can do this. You can't do that. And I get it. You know, a massive organization that I worked for, like, I understand. You know, you've got to prevent fraud, you've got to whatever, but I'll tell you, after the tornado that hit down in Rogers, Arkansas, and various other places, the amount of people that I had to call back and tell them, I'm sorry, we can't help you, here's, you know, some resources, or, oh, I'm sorry, we can't help you yet, we have to get our damage assessment done, blah, blah, blah. The stories I heard from people and them saying, well, you're the insert organization name here. Aren't you supposed to help people? Yep, you're right, I am. And yes, you're right, we are. So it was really rough. It was challenging, you know. I hate telling people no. So while I'm never going to be able to do what they do on such a large scale, I want to make impacts on people's lives, individually even. I think that's about right. Oop, came off. So I want to be able to do that. Now, if you go and use affiliate links of mine, either on this channel or that channel, I've been focusing on that one for a little bit, for a few days now, a week or so. If you use affiliate links, that helps. If you shop and either partake in some of the services that I have on that channel, or for that business, the disaster side of things, then that also helps me out. Of course, it also helps to, like I said, it also, you know, some of our proceeds go directly to supporting disaster survivors, and helping kind of ease the burden on those families. So, there's that little plug. So what does that mean for us? Well, obviously, I'm hopefully gaining my following back on here. You know, I love having consistent viewers, consistent followers that are excited when I post a video, and I don't want it to be a, oh hey, you're back again type of thing, because I know I've dropped the ball on saying I was going to make videos, saying I was going to do this, saying I was going to do that. But keep in mind, it's one of the reasons I quit my job is because I was getting like no time with my family. I was working all the time, and honestly, quite honestly, we were barely making it, just financially, right? We were barely making it. So I'm like, you know, if I put this much time and effort into my own business, I'd probably make more money, which again, it's not necessarily the goal. But being able to ease the financial burden on my family, and still be around for them, you know, because if dad's like never around because he's always having to work, but there's nothing to show for it, because I'm always getting paid the same exact amount of money because salary, then that hurts, and that really just sucks. And so I'm not willing to do that anymore, you know? So, I'm going to, and, you know, my wife and I are completely both on board with this. We agree, like, stuff like that. I am going to make this channel and my disaster stuff a priority. And we're scheduling it out each day so that I have things I can work on for both businesses. Now it's Disaster Dynamics Media and Aged and Eclectic. So this channel and that channel. So, you know, everything that my intro, which now that I have time, right, I'm going to be redoing my intro. We're going to have more like interactive fun, right? So like I'll do live streams and stuff like that. Have it basically like a party. Because here's the thing. It's kind of the whole point of this entire video, and this is going to be a long video, let me tell you. The biggest issue here is that I didn't have time, right? Didn't have time for the family, didn't have time for my obligations, didn't have time to go and, you know, do my church worship team sometimes if they needed me. I'd have to flake out on that because, you know, work. And, you know, I'm just not willing to do that anymore. I'm not willing to be that person that's just unreliable because, well, he probably has to work, or, well, I don't know, you know. And that happens, you know. There's definitely times where that happens, and I get it. But, I'm just unwilling to, you know, because again, I lost my cousin who, you know, I posted something last night. It was like a Christmas little shareable thing. And it said something like, you don't realize the glue that holds the family together until they pass away and everything changes or something like that. And that was my cousin Lisa. Man, she was the freaking glue. She held the family together, like just different sides of the family, and everyone integrated because she was just a fantastic person, right? And that was like my closest. She was like the cool aunt, you know. She was a generation before me, but she was my cousin, but also first cousin because my dad had me late in life. So anyway, not the point. She died. My dad died. I'm just not willing to live to work, you know. We can work to live, but I'm not willing to live to work, you know. Or at least do something that I don't completely love. Now keep in mind, I am so passionate about disaster. That is my entire life. Those of you that know me outside of this channel and outside of YouTube, and outside of the art community, if you're on my personal Facebook, especially, you know that like my entire life is disaster preparedness and response. That's it. That's what I do. That's what my degree's in. That's what I've been passionate about for, well, let's see, I'm 28. It took until I was about 10 or so to stop being scared of storms and start enjoying them and figuring out how they work and stuff like that. So yeah, about 18 years, and you know, so that's been my career, it's been my degree, that's been everything. So I love it, and I'm not leaving it. I'm doing it differently because, you know, there's always something you don't really like about a job or whatever. But again, I could do a lot better things on my own terms if I can just make it into doing everything I like, right? And I think that is the success story we're kind of going for here. You know what I mean? So, how you can support is, well, one, keep watching me on this channel, on that channel. Again, links will be down below. You can purchase products that are based on affiliate links. You can purchase products directly from me. You can donate. I've got GoFundMe, PayPal, Streamlabs, you know, all sorts of stuff. Venmo, all that will be in the link tree. Down below. But most of all, what I'm needing right now is you all to keep watching, because again, I lost so much time between COVID, between, you know, my most recent position with that organization, and it wasn't a waste. I've met some of the most amazing people on the face of this planet doing these jobs. I actually thought this last place was going to be my the place that I worked at until I either died or retired, right? But it didn't turn out that way, and that's okay. That's all right. But my wife and I want to make this work, right? We want to make our own business work. So I'm thinking of like membership tiers, because again, I wasted a lot of time. Now I've got time to do my channel correctly. This channel, my disaster channel, I've got time and energy to make this into what I want it to be. So, if people like Tim Holtz, Tim, big fan, I'm going to work on trying to be a maker for him. Dina Wakely, Diane Reevely, same thing. Simon Hurley, not completely my style, but I could absolutely make stuff with his things, because they are very nice, and it would be one of those, you know, different take on Simon's stuff, kind of like when I do stuff in the style of Marta Lepkotska from Marame Small Art, when I do stuff like what she does, or when I do stuff like Linda Israel, for example. You know, there's a different take that a guy can have on it that is fun, I guess. I don't know. People seem to enjoy it when I do stuff like that, so fun times. But basically, I've got the time right now, and hopefully forever. Right? Would I need to pick up a part-time job? Yeah, probably. But I'm hoping to be able to do this. Because I know a lot of people have said, like, man, it's great therapy, you have a good voice, I like, you know, listening to the things you have to say, and your, you know, not really rants, because that kind of has like a negative connotation, but, you know, the things you talk about, your, you know, views on life and stuff, like, dude, sweet. You know, and I want to be here for that. I want to be able to share my experiences, so I'm thinking of like membership tiers. Let me know if you think that would be good, because here's the thing. You have the insurance of knowing I'm not going to flake out, because I can't, right? I'm trying to think of like, if I can, you know, membership tiers, and every month there's a different giveaway of something, you know what I mean? Something like that. But I'd also like to do like day in the life videos, small business owner, you know, ASMR, like leather working and woodworking, and I don't know, homeschooling videos with my wife and the kids. The kids are getting old enough now where we can go on trips and camp. So like large family camping. So it's not even going to be like all art stuff all the time. But of course that's what this channel was founded on. That's why I started it. And so I think now, just going to it like, you know what, now I've got the time to do this. And I want to do this. Even if it's just for my own sanity. Because even my wife was like, you need to start crafting more again. Because it's like therapy for me, you know. I don't want to like just mass produce things in hopes of making money like I've done before. Because, you know, I'm not really like a spiritual new agey person. But I do believe the energy being transferred through something is the same. And so if you go at it with that mindset of just mass making things just to try and make some money, I think that's why those things fail. So I want to make chill videos, kind of like this. Just talking, figuring out life, discussing things so that, like, when the kids are older, I can look back on, you know, these videos and remember some of the funny stuff they did or whatever. And God forbid I die or whatever, and then my kids can look back on these videos and kind of see where Dad's heart was, you know. Me talking about them, me doing my crafty stuff like that. Talking to my friends that are in Austria, in Ireland, or currently Poland, over in Oklahoma, up in Montana, stuff like that. So let me know. Shoot me a message, shoot me a text, a Facebook message, a message here on YouTube, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about membership tiers, what are good values, stuff like that, because I want to give people a lot for the money that they're entrusting me with, and you know, I'd love to again do special perks and stuff like that for people that would like to do a membership either on YouTube or Patreon or whatever. Because again, even though the you know, I'm doing my disaster stuff just purely because I'm passionate about it, right? May never make a dime off of it, and that's okay. I'll still put forth effort into it. But doing this especially is something that I just simply love doing. And I've got the time, right? I've got the time. I cannot fail. We're scheduling time in the day, every day, for me to do these ventures. So now's the time. And again, I won't fail because I can't fail. So, let me know what you think about that. Ooh. Oh, one other thing is, especially with the membership thing, like, I don't want to sell to you, right? I hate being sold to. I don't like when people do that to me. I don't want to do that to you. So especially with, like, the whole idea of having membership tiers and stuff like that is a lot less selling, because I technically wouldn't need to sell anything if a lot of people subscribe because they like what I'm doing, because they like me, because, you know, whatever. So I also wasn't planning on doing like a start to finish little golden book journal, but you know, here we are. I guess we'll continue working on this project and kind of not explaining what I'm doing, just explaining what I'm doing in another sense, right? Explaining what I'm doing in life and in business and in the crafting community, right? So, fun times, fun times. So yeah, let me know what you think. Oh, and trust me, I mean, these free videos will always be here. I mean, I'm not here to just make a absolute killing and forget about anyone that doesn't pay me. That's not at all what I'm doing. Trust me. Whew, boy, me of anyone. I know, trust me. Money is tight, believe me. So as I'm sitting here editing this video, I realized that for whatever reason the audio was not working in this clip, so I decided to speed this clip up and just do a little bit of a voiceover over it. So again, check out the links below. I get it, money's tight for everyone. Trust me, I believe that. I get it. But, you know, support the channel if you can. Support the disaster stuff if you can. You know, shoot me any messages you think about the channel memberships and stuff and getting exclusive content and giveaways and stuff like that, pertaining specifically to crafting and what I'm doing here. So, yeah, hopefully as I'm working on this channel and my other channel and everything, getting the social media stuff and getting the required equipment and the correct equipment and stuff like that, help with the camera angles and the audio, make sure the audio is good, stuff like that, really make it a good experience for everyone. So let me know what y'all think, and we're going to continue on with this making a little golden book journal in the next video. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day.